Okay. All right, should be live. What's going on, guys? Rumor, welcome back. We're gonna be doing the main Easter egg, or at least attempting to do the main Easter egg for Paradox Junction. Just gonna go ahead and get my settings ready. I'm trying to debate if I want to bring this in or if I want to bring the COD. I think we're gonna stick with the Nova line. That. Might as well. Should I waste a wonder bar on this? Not a wonder bar, a gift card. What can I use instead? Gift card. Power vacuum. Alright, I think we're good with those. Have my augments on. Should be good to load in. I'm actually like enjoying this map. Never thought it. I didn't think I was gonna. Everyone was talking about how it was gonna be mid and whatnot, but it's not bad. It's not a bad map.
You and that witch thought you could blindside me time and again, huh? Well, she's on lockdown now. And this here monument to mankind's folly is your prison.
Such desolation. What horror was visited upon this place? Such theatrics. I hope to see a repeat performance. This is no time for games, and no place for children.
Okay.
Such generosity. I shall tell your loved ones. You survived. I shall recall this moment in the darkest of times.
Okay.
If the warden doesn't like you, that means you might be okay by us.
You must pick a side, children. This should not be a difficult choice.
He's over here. See if he's over here. This. It's gonna be
One thing is certain.
It's not this one.
You and I will escape together, or
If
not
everything
at
is
all.
in pack area. So What's here?
I have no confused with that. Nothing else. Do not assume I know. Evidently, a reaction is occurring. Perhaps alchemy.
Alright, we just gotta keep flipping around here.
Those sisters, I hope they look out for one another. This world is far too harsh for children. You are only jealous because they are spookier than you. This place feels different from the others we have seen so far. What do you mean it's not from another realm? You take me for a fool.
R60 is on the other side. Okay.
I would like to find its master and kill them too. Amid chaos, one must remember the still point in the turning world. Semtex out!
Oh no, you broke it! You're gonna get in trouble.
I could not tell you.
Why did it take you so long? Don't be mean.
Ah, yes. This embodies. It was wonderful what you can have to do. Such deception must be punished. blossoms in spring.
She was right about that.
Nonsense. We are not lost. Merely misplaced. In time. The amount of saliva it produces is unsuitable for public display. My brother could take a better picture. Of wisdom, yours, furnished.
I think that's everything we can get here.
Let's go with the flow.
What's up, Caven? How we doing? Shit.
It remains a mystery.
Huh?
Brightest fortune. I am learning to accept such crude and barbaric weaponry. Do not question hope. If it feels dissuaded, it may not return. Even when the sun is not shining, I will still make hay.
I could have gotten a chair piece.
I am very strong.
I can't wait to see what you do next. I think there'll be a lot more blood.
There's got to be another spawn for this fucking.
Fuck my life.
Fuck my life. It's gonna be in the backyard. I need to pull up the Reddit because this spot I have not seen. Right, there's only 3 spots that this can spawn, and it's not in any of the spots that I'm looking for. got to be another spot for this. Check codename pizza.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Easter egg guide tutorial for the brand new zombies map, Paradox Junction. Out of the yellow house garage. Teleport back to the other version of Nuketown, melee the table in the truck, place in the Blundergat, and then teleport once again, melee the table, and collect your upgraded Blundergat, which is called the Sundergat. In the Nuketown, you're now going to be able to find an RCXD controller. The locations for this controller are as follows. Inside of the yellow house garage. The next location is on the blocks that's to the right of the Pack-a-Punch machine. And finally, you're able to find it in the backyard of the greenhouse. Interact with that controller.
It's gotta be in the back of the ass. Mine just not spawn in. Spot. Okay, mine just didn't spawn in, apparently.
Bird can be to the right of the Pack-a-Punch machine on the right side of these boxes. When you find it, you'll immediately be put inside and on to getting all of the main quest items, starting with the twins. And the first one we can do right whilst we're in Destroyed Nuketown. In one of 3 locations, we are going to be looking for an ARCXD remote control. One of the spawns for this can be on this broken shelf in Yellow House Garage. The second, and the one that I found in my game, was behind the fencing right at the back here in the...
Oh, okay. Let's see if there. You can see it obviously in the other places, but like back here, you can't really see it. It should be right. The yellow not there. Visual. Alright, I'm just gonna go to the other
A weapon? If so, it is a very mediocre one.
That's all we need to do over here. That's where the ball is.
If you're struggling to find the switch in the Paradox Junction for the RCXD to get the twins and the chalk and the garage door opened, here is
with souls as you play, and then you'll get loot and rewards alongside getting your wonder weapon part. But the one with the sound is the one that you need to find. The next thing you can do is look for an RC car controller, which will teleport you into an RC car kind of mini game, which is going to open up a new room for us. Also, if your RC car controller isn't working, you need to open all the doors on the map in both destroyed and in the past, and then it should start working for you once you go to the next round. I've also heard that the RC remote doesn't spawn until round 8, so if you can't find it before then maybe get to round 8 and then take another look. And you can find this RC controller in one of the following locations. You can find it just here, next to the Pack-a-Punch on the right-hand side behind these crates. Another is in the yellow garage on this broken shelf just here. And another is in...
Right, so I guess we gotta open up the entire map. Everything is open.
Burns like a putrid hell.
Okay, it's closed.
Who filled the demon with gunpowder?
Yeah, what the hell?
A miniature iron beast. Ugh.
The garden of the greenhouse right in the back on this little pile of soil. Again, if you can't find it, check the description. That goes for the entire rest. When you do find it though, hold square or interact on it and it will teleport you into the minigame. For this, you need to follow the path that I am driving here. It is a bit fiddly, admittedly, but if you fail, you just need to find another RC car controller in the next round. But assuming you've got mad driving skills, you'll go up this box and across, then you'll go up this other ramp, and you need to jump over here, then go in the hole, and then blow up the RC car just next to this barrel in this garage, and it will blow the door open for you, and you'll be teleported back out of the RC car. Now, one tip for this to make it easier is don't worry about boosting. The only thing you really want to worry about is having a little bit of momentum before you hit that jump, and then make sure you jump early enough so that you actually do spring off the platform instead of just falling before you can actually get any air. But assuming you've blown up the garage now, it will be opened up and you'll be able to run inside. In there, you'll see a sort of stone-looking zombie, and this will fade away after a few seconds, and there'll be some chalk on the ground, which you can pick up. With this, you're gonna go back to the swing set, and this still needs to be in destroyed, and you're gonna hold interact on the swing set seat area, which is missing, and you'll place the seat, and you'll then hold square again, and you'll place the chalk you just picked up on top of it. You'll then see the girls spawn in, and you can then proceed with these. Once the girls are done talking, my strong recommendation is you immediately go to the back of the greenhouse. And the reason for this is there's a piano teacher zombie that is going to be able to spawn in from this point onwards. And And if you lose track of this zombie, some people really struggle to get her to spawn back in. So we're just gonna try to solve that problem immediately by getting this step done right away. So the way that we do it is we hang around in the backyard of the greenhouse for about 2 whole minutes. You've got to do
Weak stand. Poor foot. You are not my match. Evidently, the creature's energy has created change. A gaping wound you will not walk away from. If anyone was keeping score, I would like to see those numbers.
Skybox is pretty. Somebody I have to flip around, bro. Okay, Tim wanna get. Yep. Go to yellow backyard, interact swing set, chalk trigger the scene with the twins. Still new time. Go to yellow. Still scratch. Okay, I guess we can do just the tree. Let's get everything done. This map is like kind of broken. It's not fucking shit.
Do a little bit of waiting here, and while you're waiting, I want you to make sure that you're checking the back left arch area, which has the sort of little flower bed thing in it, because she may spawn back there and just stand there until...
My
afraid the hand.
So anything I can do here?
Hands of time may hold us forever in this wretched place. A good look on. You fine. And on me, bathed in light sky. Any of them. I hear my ears. Shroud, watch over me. Minimum reward. Cover! I'll leave a few demons for the rest of us. You freeze! You die. Your passing is as commonplace as snowfall. Vile demons! You have not won yet! Tucker requesting LDBR fire mission. The outcome will smell of success. So, good he is.
Dinner? I'm not hungry anymore.
Powerful energy flows through this. A thrust of a sword around the result is safe. I do not think my confidence was misplaced. Fine investment. Stars made of gunpowder and rancid.
I'm literally just not getting any fucking giant bait.
Was he dead before he hit the ground? I certainly hope not. Because I require more volunteers.
It should not be round negated.
You go and interact with her, or she may stumble out into the main backyard. So wait fairly patiently for her over the course of a minute or two, and once she's spawned in, that's great news, and you can proceed with the next step. But the question is, what happens if she doesn't spawn? Well, my recommendation then would be go to the next round and spend the entire round in that area. And so long as you're being patient and you're waiting for her in that space, and you're also being careful not to accidentally kill her on sight, then you should be okay and you can proceed. But if you still can't get her to spawn, check the video description first of all, and second, you can leave this step for another couple of rounds. I'll indicate later in the video when it's essential that you've got Piano Teacher done, but for now, if you want to skip it for a little bit, you can. So let's say you have got her spawned in and you're ready to get this step completed. You are going to need either Brain Rot on your weapon, which you can do at this machine here, or you can use a Psych Grenade for this. You just need to turn the Piano Teacher zombie, and she will then run pretty hastily into the green building. In there, she'll stand in front of a piano, and you then need to immediately run over to the portal and activate it to teleport back into the past. Then go back into the green building, and you'll see the Piano Teacher has actually opened the piano now, and she'll play the piano a little bit before leaving. This is the completion of the Piano Teacher step, and it will spawn in the blue symbol notes around the map, which we'll talk about later in the video. Once you've got that done, we can kind of get back to our original and from inside. And you won't be able to do this prior to interacting with the girls just there, so make sure you've done that side. And you won't be able to do this prior to be able to pick up house garage flow about later in the video. Once you've got that done, we can kind of get back to our original flow, which is to go back to destroyed and go into the yellow house garage and hold interact on this red box, and you'll be able to pick up some irradiated seeds from inside. And you won't be able to do this prior to interacting with the girls just there, so make sure you've done that first. You can also come over to this kind of telephone pole pylon thing, and you'll see some bubbles up there, and you can shoot those down, and then you need to activate Wisp T, and when your Wisp is active and you go near the shot down goggles, it will carry them into the map for you, and you can pick them up. Now, to get Wisp T on the map, you need the Wisp T perk, and the perks are randomized locations in this one, so you might find Wisp T available in the destroyed version of Nuketown, or it might be in the past version of Nuketown for you. But either way, you can do this now, or you can do this in a couple of minutes. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, a lot...
Every lifetime is measured by the beating of a heart. But the insistent pounding of the one that rules this place causes time to skip like a broken record, locking us in a loop that we're destined to experience over and over and over. Change the tune, make the dark heart be its last.
May this feeling never grow old. You do not enjoy it when I bring the pain. Corruption must be cut out of this room. Sending Semtex. The pendulum has swung again. Keep your minds open. Chaos is near. Gardening was once good for my stress. Gratification in its purest form. Honor! A reprieve from the constant barrage.
I'm one of those marshmallows.
That is it. Follow me. My betrayal is not inevitable. Oh no. Perplexing comes to mind. Nothing else. No supper for you.
of these steps can happen at interchangeable times in your game. The last thing that we're going to do in Destroyed for now is we're going to look for a headset spawn, and these are really tricky to find, and they also do require you to have the death pole pylon thing. Pole completion of the piano teacher step, and it will spawn in the blue symbol notes around the map, which we'll talk about later in the video. Once you've got that done, we can kind of get back to our original flow, which is to go back to Destroyed and go into the yellow house garage and hold interact on this red box to this kind of telephone pole pylon thing, and you'll see some goggles up there, and you can shoot those down. And then you need to activate Wisp T, and when your Wisp is active and you go near the shot down goggles, it will carry them into the map for you and you can pick them up. Now, to get Wisp T on the map, you need the Wisp T perk, and the perks are randomized locations in this one, so you might find Wisp T available in the Destroyed version of Nuketown, or it might be in the past version of Nuketown for you. But either way, you can do this now, or you can do this in a couple of minutes. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, a lot of these steps can happen at interchangeable times in your game. The last thing that we're going to do in Destroyed for now is we're going to look for a headset spawn, and these are really tricky to find, and they also do require you to have the Death Perception perk. So, same as the Wisp T thing, if you don't have Death Perception yet, then you need to buy it either from the Destroyed Nuketown or from the past. But once you've got it, you're going to need to check the following spawns. It could either be in Destroyed, in the back of the yellow house in the garden, kind of near to where the golf bag body is. There'll be a mannequin that is holding the headset just next to the perk machine spawn here. Then another possible spawn is upstairs in the green house, and you can find it on this side of the wall on top of these hooks just here. And the third is by this garbage can near this fence. There's also a mystery box spawn location just opposite this. You're going to hold square along this little area to pick up the headset. Once again, if you don't find it, check the video description. With those things done, we are going to go back to the past by interacting with the portal. It's completely fine if you already went back to the past and did some other steps in between here, no worries, but just proceeding with the steps as I'm describing them, we're going back to the past. Do you remember I said you needed to memorize the location of that mannequin that was ringing? In the past, you're now going to go over to that mannequin and hold interact on it, and that will apply the acid in your vial to the mannequin's head. Now, when you go back to Destroyed later in your game, you'll be able to go over to that location and the wall, go back to that location, the choice menu in when you need a Molotov, you can buy mollies at the crafting bench. And also, I think you can find grenades to pick up in Trinity Avenue on the right-hand side, so you could scavenge there too if you want to be cheap and not spend salvage. Once you've destroyed the wall, just dissolve in combination with Undergat. We now created this little hole in the tree walls. You need to use the GAT in order to and you'll know that it's complete. While all of this is going on, if you get any
Lighting incendiary. This is no ordinary flame.
tomahawk drops. Next step. You need to drop. You're going to pick, which might be the first time, Molotov to ignite all of the wood, again, while you are in the past, and then we're going to go back to Destroyed, and in Destroyed you will see that the wood has all burned away. This means it's now time to start some children's games, and you also need to upgrade your Wonder Weapon. The Wonder Weapon upgrade is going to take time, but I'm going to explain the Wonder Weapon upgrade process first. It's actually extremely simple. All you need tortured zombie. If you don't get one the next round, don't worry. You can go to the next round after that and you'll get one. And remember, this has to be in Destroyed that you're doing this. And the spawns for the tortured zombies can be in the back of the yellow house, the back of the green house, or in Trinity Avenue. Now, after you've done your second one, you need to go to the next round again. And this time, you'll get another tortured zombie right in front of the bench. You need to finish the upgrade process into the bench. Then, by meleeing the rounds. And you may as well use those rounds to be productive in a couple of other areas. And there are two real focuses for this. One is the piano teacher, if you haven't done that already, and the other is the children's games. Now, it's fine at the start of this to not have piano teacher done, but she is going to become essential quite soon. So I really recommend, if you haven't got her yet in your game, you go to the back of Greenhouse, you hang around in Destroyed, you make sure you're checking that back area, and you're waiting around until you do for the Easter egg. One is Hopscotch, one is Jax, and one is Foursquare. I believe these can be done in any order, but I obviously am just going to explain them one by one. For Hopscotch, in Destroyed, you're going to see this. This chalk, and you then need to quickly fast. If you do this fast enough, when you get back to the past, you'll have an interaction action blob to jump 8, 9, 10 you as you do.
I shall become its master. I can add this to my list of skills. Sugoi! Usually I work on... Make an exception. So you know, I do not see this as a long-term shelter.
Do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my first couple of straight back to area, and that's a soul box that you need to fill with upgrade time. If you fail, you need to wait about 60 seconds and hopscotch. However, as item now graded, you can just leave this here for the upgrade. One starts off with us finding a ball. To get the ball to spawn in, you need to place the goggles, which we picked up before using Wisp.
My ignorance was strange amusements for a strange land. Their lack of skill does not enjoy it.
T and the headset that we found with depth perception into the toy box, which is located in the entrance area of Trinity Avenue. This can be opened up by holding interact on it in the past, and then if you interact with it again, you'll be able to place your goggles and the headset inside. Then head back to Destroyed. The ball has multiple locations. The first ball can be found in the rafters just here where I'm showing you in Trinity Avenue. The second ball spawn could be just here on top of the yellow house, and the third ball spawn could be just here on top of these ammo crates that are stacked on top of these wooden boxes. If the ball isn't in any of those locations, go to the next round while staying in Destroyed and then recheck them and you should be able to find it there. But if you still can't find it, then check the video description. Once you find the ball, you need to shoot it off its perch, and then you need to shoot it all the way to the back of the greenhouse and onto this X. If you want to have a silly goofy time, try using a ray gun for this. But otherwise, a bullet weapon works very well. And as you shoot it, it will glow blue, so you can keep track of it a bit more easily. Once you've got the ball onto the X will start glowing, and you need to leave the ball there and then teleport back to the past. unlocked. And now, in the past, the Foursquare game will be available for you to play in the location of the X. The way this one works is very simple. You'll see the girls do their little drawing initially, and then once it's interactable, you hold square here, and the game begins. You want to get your melee weapon out, ideally, and you just basically need to knock the ball into one of the adjacent grid squares, and then you need to knock it into a different grid square, and then you need to knock it into a different grid square, and just do this over and over again until the activity is completed. Again, if
Dangerous world craves young tears.
if you fail, you can restart it after about 60 seconds by interacting with the blob again, but otherwise just copy what I'm doing, knocking the ball around the grid and ensuring it doesn't bounce in the same square twice. Once it's done, you'll get another one of those gold objects that you need to fill with souls from the upgraded Blundergat, but again, if we've not finished that upgrade yet, no worries, we can talk about the third and final children's game. This one requires us to do the piano teacher interaction that I mentioned earlier on. Then go back to Destroyed. There are 8 spawn locations that we now need to check for these symbols, and these are actually musical notes if you're familiar with reading music. However, for the purpose of this explanation, I actually don't need you to be able to read music here. The first thing that we need to do is simply to count how many times each symbol blinks. So go up to one of the symbols that I'm about to show you all the spawns for, and just count how many times.
Molotov going up! Life, a swinging door, one that opens and closes without a warning. There's no honor in such killing. On the other hand,
times it blinks in a row. And then don't interact with it and simply go to all the other locations and count how many times they blink in a row and write those down. Then you're going to interact with them in order, starting with the one that blinked just a single time first, and then the one that blinked twice, and then the one that blinked 3 times for you, etc., all the way up to 8. So here are all the possible spawn locations to check. The first is on the back of the bunker in the back of the green house. The second is in the back of the yellow house behind this fence. The third is in the spawn area on this fence just here. The fourth is on the side of the bus. The fifth is in the Trinity Avenue area on the left-hand side just here. The sixth is in Trinity Avenue on the right-hand side.
Why did my game just quit? What's going on, Sync? How we doing? My bad. Just getting ready for this one step. I don't know why. Just my game decided to close. My pause timer was up. All right. Piano step. Truck house was 4. torch. You have to go back in.
And sometimes they can't be fixed.
Okay. So this was for. I really need to need
Good news and bad news. Bad news is there ain't no good news.
Truck house was 5. Rock. Bunker is 4.
The 7th is also on the right-hand side in Trinity Avenue, and the 8th is in the far back left of blink in a row and write those down. Then you're going to interact with them in order, starting with the one that blinked just a single time first, and then the one that blinked twice, and then the one that blinked 3 times for you, etc., all the way up to 8. So here are all the possible spawn locations to check. The first is on the back of the bunker in the back of this fence. The third is on the side of the bus. The 5th is in the Trinity just here. The 4th is on the side of the bus.
Six. Fence mid. 6. Garage. Mannequin. 1. So 1. 2. I need 3. I need to find 3.
The 5th is in the Trinity Avenue area on the left-hand side, just here. The 6th is in Trinity Avenue on the right-hand side. The 7th is also on the right-hand side in Trinity Avenue. And the 8th is in the far back. And simply go to all the other locations and count how many times they blink in a row and write those down. Then you're going to interact.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So 1 is garage. 2 is bus. 3 is the rock. 4 is the bunker. 5 is
I shall recall this.
With them, blinked twice, and then the one that blinked 3 times for you, etc., all the way up to 8. So here are all the possible spawn locations to check. The first is on the back. The 5th is Trinity Avenue, right down through to the one that blinks 8 times. If you fail this for some reason, don't worry, just go to the next round and you'll get another. Interact with the notes at all, it's because you haven't finished doing your tree, finish getting the tree fed, interact with the notes. Then once that's done, go into the piano room in the bottom of the green house in the past. You should see 8 glowing symbols on the wall above the piano, and you'll see a singular symbol above all of those 8. This is a bass clef, which is a musical notation symbol, which you don't need to understand here, because I'm going to simplify this for you in case you don't know how to read music. However, if you can read music, you'll see that you can do this very, very easily. We're going to be playing A, F, G, E, F, E, C, E, and the A is a high A. But don't worry about that if you can't read music. Let me just give you a nice, simple explanation. On screen right now, I'm showing you the piano, okay? You're going to interact with the piano to get it up into this view, and then you're just going to play the notes in the order I've indicated on the keys here. Just follow. Follow the numbers on screen. You can see that this key has a 1 on it, so play that. Then this key has a 2 on it, play that next, and just go through all the way up to the 8th key. The piano, okay? You're going to interact with the piano to get it up into this view, and then you're just going to play the notes in the order I've indicated on
Moment in the darkest of times. Let's go with the flow.
Ah, fuck. Fucked it up.
The head is the seat of wisdom. Yours was poor, furnished. Splattered on the ground like a fisherman's chamba. Ugh.
If you ever move around, I remember.
Not my favorite song. Tossing decoy.
On the keys here, just follow the numbers on screen. You can see that this key has a 1 on it, so play that. Then this key has a 2 on it. Play that next, and just go through all the way up to the 8th key. Indicating that you've done the step successfully. But if you fail, you'll have to try again the next round. Again, if you have any issues with this step, check the video description. Once all of that is done, you need to go back to Destroyed, and you're going to want to look around the edges of the map for these zombies that previously will have just been walking around, but now you'll see that they are floating. If they're not floating, go to the next round and make sure that you've finished that piano step successfully and got the audio cue, and you should then see them in Destroyed hovering in the air. You need to kill 3 of these zombies, and their souls will then fly over to another area in Trinity Avenue. And you then need to go back to the past while those 3 souls are hovering there, and they'll sink into the floor, and the girls will reveal another children's game. This one is Jax, and the way it works is you'll start the game by interacting with the blob, and the ball will then start bouncing. As this happens, the zombies that spawn in will be bounced into the air, and these zombies all need step successfully. But if you fail, you'll have
Another joyous success. My aim only as steady as my purpose.
have to try again the next round. Is done, you need to go back to Destroyed, and you're going to want to look around the edges of the map for these zombies that previously will have just been walking around, but now you'll see that they are floating. If they're not floating, go to the next round and make sure that you've finished that piano step successfully and got the audio cue, and you should then see them in Destroyed hovering in the air. You need to kill 3 of these zombies, and their souls will then fly over to another area in Trinity Avenue, and you then need to go back to the past while those 3 souls are hovering there, and they'll sink into the floor, and the girls will reveal another children's game. This one is Jax, and the way it works is you'll start the game by interacting with the blob, and the ball will then start bouncing. As this happens, the zombies that spawn in will be bounced into the air, and these zombies all need to be killed before the ball reaches its next bounce. Now, thankfully, the zombies die in 1 hit, so each time zombies get bounced into the air, simply line them up so that you can get easy collats, and make sure your team are doing the same thing with you if you're in co-op, and then just 1-tap all the zombies while the ball is airborne, and so long as you've killed them all before it bounces, you'll then get another fresh set of zombies, the ball will keep bouncing, and you'll just need to repeat the same thing several times. If you fail, you can repeat again after 60 seconds, but so long as you get through all the waves of this and
swinging door. One that opens and closes without a warning.
Stupid.
What's your laughing grace you made up there? Nothing. Tossing decoy. Killing. But on the other hand, the blood sings, and she rejoices. This name resembles Odedama, which means I will destroy all of you.
Oh, I still got a fucking turkey. That's my fault. Should be careful.
I could have lived without the rancid scissors. Eat this. decoy throw. Not the most perceptive. Persistence is strength. I shall persist.
Double point!
Using decoy.
Children's games. Upgraded GAT in order to collect souls for all of these items. So finish the upgrade process, them over to the master and putting the GAT inside. Use the upgraded GAT, and as you the piano and the 4 square gold item in the back of green. Each time you get one of the items to its destination, you'll get a max ammo to indicate that you've completed that step successfully, and you just need to make sure that you've done all 3 before you proceed. Now, we're actually very close to boss fight now, so this is the point in your game where I'd recommend starting to make sure you've got the gobblegums that you want equipped, you've got Pack-a-Punch tier 3, you've got purple armor, or maybe better armor if you're playing this in cursed mode, and you're just generally as prepared as possible. As you're doing that, the way the Easter egg step works here is as follows. In Destroyed, the large clock that is above the green house can have its hands shot to move their positions. And you need to shoot the white hand until it's at the 12 o'clock position. And if you don't know how to read an analog clock, then I'm sorry, you're hopeless. No, just kidding. This is where you need to position it. And then you need to move the red hand so that it's also in the 12 o'clock position. Then your next move is going to need to happen quite quickly. You are going to be in Destroyed. You're going to activate the teleport to begin the process of teleporting to the past. But while you're in the teleporting animation, you are going to shoot the red hand on the clock one more time to make it go from 12 o'clock to effectively 12:05. If done successfully, you will then arrive in the past, but you'll have a sound cue and there'll be a soul which will make its way over to the piano. You should see it kind of in the doorway. It will go from the piano, and then I think it goes
Was he dead before he hit the ground? I certainly hope not. old growth plant. If only. Decoy. Decoy throw. My brain! It freezes! I slip into shadow. Oh, yeah. That explains the indigestion.
Goes to the point in your game where I'd recommend starting to make sure you've got the gobblegums that you want equipped, you've got Pack-a-Punch tier 3, you've got purple armor or maybe better armor if you're playing this in cursed mode, and you're just generally as prepared as possible. As you're doing that, the way the Easter egg step works here is as follows. In Destroyed, the large clock that is above the green house, the white hand until it's at the 12 o'clock position, and if you don't know how to read an analog clock, then I'm sorry, you're hopeless. No, just kidding. This is where you need to position it, and then you need to move the red hand so that it's also in the 12 o'clock position. Then your next move is going to need to happen quite quickly. You are going to be in Destroyed. You're going to activate the teleport to begin the process of teleporting to the past, but while you're in the teleporting animation, you are going to shoot the red hand on the clock one more time to make it go from 12 o'clock to effectively 12:05. If done successfully, you will then arrive in the past, but you'll have a sound cue and there'll be a soul which will make its way over.
Sweet, I did it.
Do you want to hear a song? Oh, we love a good song. The dark will away, but you will.
over to the piano. You should see it kind of in the doorway. It will go from the piano, and then I think it goes to the toy box and then to the fireplace. You need to chase it around and listen to the girls in each position. Its final destination is going to be at the swing set, and there it will glow yellow, and if you hold square on it, it will initiate a vote for you to go to boss fight for the final encounter. So before you do that, make sure that you've got your loadout properly set up. I'd recommend, like I said, the Nova line, triple pack punched, max rarity, with full armor plates, and then shield size.
Pleasurable end for me. This
shit. I just died.
No doubt.
I'm going to lose my shit. I just set up the entire fucking. Oh, that's going to highlight real